Welcome, welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Echo, it's good to see you. Grit and Grace, how are y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing good? Okay, guys, I'm going to make me a cup of coffee while I'm talking to you. Has everybody got their rice and beans and coffee and tea already? Everybody got that already? Well, I hope you do. I got mine. Got me some coffee creamer here and some sugar. Hello, mother of three. How are you doing, dear? Yep, Grit and Grace. I tell you what, I got some coffee at Aldi for $11. That was the cheapest I could find it the last time I bought it, honey. Y'all, mother of three is my friend from the Philippines. She has a YouTube channel. But y'all, I did some investigative research today into some stuff, and the prices went up by like $1 for flour and rice and sugar within like the last week and a half. Isn't that crazy? That's cray. So I wanted to talk to y'all about some stuff. All right. Now y'all know what's going on. Everybody's panicking and worried about the EBT situation and all that. But y'all, I'm a firm believer. I have always said, the Bible tells us to be prepared. There's plenty of scripture that the Bible gives us on how we should always be prepared. Y'all, there's countries that they don't have running water. They don't have, a lot of stuff that we have. Our conveniences that we have. And y'all, this stuff right here, something as simple as a pack of Jell-O, we can pay up to $3 for some Jell-O that's prepackaged. $3-4 for a prepackaged Jell-O that's already made, when you can get a box of it for around 70 cents. 70 to 90 cents for the generic. I paid 25 cents for this at Dollar General on a clearance. It is still possible for you to get good deals on stuff if you take the time and look. Okay? And I got several boxes of it. No, it's not, the greatest variety. Strawberry and vanilla. Y'all, you can take vanilla Jell-O and put different flavorings in it and make whatever kind of flavor you want. You can turn one flavor into another flavor. Just saying. And y'all, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 boxes because I've already used a box of it making a pie, but that was $2 versus, spending how much ever for prepaid or pre-made stuff. My point is we waste a lot of our money on buying stuff that we don't really need. You do not need prepackaged cookies, tater chips. Give you an example right here. My niece had a birthday party. She got pre-made cupcakes. Okay. I don't know where she bought them at or how much she paid for them, but I saved the little package thing one of them came in. So when I have homecoming at church, I can reuse this and take it to church with me, for one of my, desserts. We need to be recycling stuff. Now, like I said, I don't know how much you paid for them, but that's irrelevant. I can reuse this container. Okay? Now, you can make from $1 box of cake mix, you can make 12 of these. I'm just saying. So go look in the store and see how much one of these costs. $3, $4, $6, $7, depending on what store you get it from. Y'all, that's like a high markup. Hey, Cane Corso, how are you doing? Thank you for coming, baby. Y'all, my point is we waste so much money on buying stuff that we do not need. And I have watched people with their EBT cards go and do the same thing. They're not buying lentils. They're not buying flour. They're not buying staple products. They're buying junk. So much of what is in our stores is so unhealthy for us. That's right. You love saving containers, honey. So do I. And you know what? I have used these right here to make little sun boxes for starting seeds. I'll poke holes in the bottom of it, put my dirt in it, and there you've got the lid on it. That's a perfect little sun house to start a plant outside. Because whenever your window sills and everything fill up, when your seed's starting, you can put these outside and start you some seeds outside, and it'll be protected from the weather. You know what I mean? I've done it many a time. I mean, y'all, my point is a lot of the people who are complaining right now are people who have done nothing to prepare. I'm not talking about the elderly people and the poor little kids who, they don't know no better. They don't deserve to be hungry. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about grown folk misusing a benefit that was designed to help people in need. It was not meant for people to live off of indefinitely. It was not. And I don't like getting emotional about stuff, but I know there's going to be a lot of kids that's going to suffer because of this, because their mamas and daddies did not go and buy the flour and the, noodles and the pasta and the beans and rice. And some of them have money left on their food cards right now. And what they should be doing is going and getting them some beans and rice and some flour, because you can take flour, you can make bread, tortillas, biscuits, your gravy, y'all, you can do so much with flour, it's not even funny. Lentils. You can make so many different things from a lentil. I was talking about this the other day. Meat substitutes. You know how many times I have taken lentils and cooked them down and mixed them in my other meats to stretch it out? Like meatloaf, spaghetti balls, all kinds of stuff. And it tastes good, y'all. It is not nasty. It tastes good. Beans. Lentils. Well, I'm not, you know what? I understand that some people need, a little bit of help every once in a while, Kane. I get it. I've been there whenever my husband had his heart attack. But luckily, it wasn't luck. It was by the grace of God that he and I were both raised to be of the prepared mind and to do what that Bible says and always be prepared. We live in Hurricane Alley. We lose power all the time. I put up, I preserve. I don't want to be dependent on a refrigerator to keep my daggone food cold and have all my stuff go bad. So I constantly can and put up and live like, I don't have to be dependent on that. I've got powdered milk, you know, I've got canned milk that I put up. If the power goes out tomorrow, I can every bit of that stuff in my freezer and I'm not going to lose nothing as long as my tail can get up and can all that mess. Just saying. Grit and grace, that's exactly right. You have to be prepared. Always, we shouldn't be waiting till, and especially if we are living right there on the line of not being able to buy groceries, if we've got to reach out for charity or help, that should make us more determined to, when we get a little bit, try to get things like the staple products to stretch it out so we don't have to turn around and ask for help. That should make us more determined to put up our food and find things that we can cook and use to where we're not asking for help. I'm not shaming nobody that needs to ask for help. What I'm saying is, there's an old saying I was told a long time ago: God help those who help themselves. Yes, we're supposed to help our neighbors and stuff, when it's a true time of need. Charity begins at home. But you have to take care of yourself first. And part of taking care of yourself is minding your business, minding your wallet, not going out and wasting your money and being just frivolous and buying all this garbage that's prepackaged and buying your kids video games and TVs and all that flashy crap. We don't need that mess. That's right. Fuel and water to get it all canned up. Nor chicken bouillon. Yep. Exactly, Echo. You can take such little things and make such wonderful dishes with not a lot of stuff. Tonight, you know what I made? I had one little piece of steak that my son had bought. I sliced it up and I took one little piece of venison steak and sliced it up. I made fajitas with one. Y'all, you remember them little peppers I had out in my garden the other day? Them little teeny ones? I took one green bell pepper and one yellow bell pepper from out of our garden. Two, and I'm talking about little, y'all, that big. I cut them up with a quarter of an onion. I made some fajita mix. I made a cup and a half of rice. I had some leftover pinto beans that y'all saw me put in a plastic bag in a gallon, well, a quart size Ziploc bag in my freezer. And where's it at? One can of these black beans that a lady had got from the food pantry and she didn't want them. She gave me a case of them they gave her. So you daggone right, Debbie said, oh yeah, I'll take them. You don't want them, I'll take them. And I sure did take them, y'all. Wouldn't you? A free case of beans. I take a free case of beans all day long, honey. I'm not too proud. So that one can of beans, it made that, there's still that much in it. Okay? That's right. There's that much of it left, y'all. That is, I can make 2 or 3 meals of refried beans. I can make daggone breakfast burritos out of this. Whatever I want to make. Y'all, I ain't joking. Look in the pot. That's how much is left. And I had a little thing of broccoli spears that I needed to go ahead and use. So I made them. Okay. Y'all, there's enough left out of. I ain't joking. Look, in my cast iron skillet, there is plenty left. Oh, and there was some mushroom. There was like 3 mushroom I had left that I chopped up in little pieces and put in there. You don't have to have a lot of meat. You can use other protein. Take you a little teeny bit of meat just so you have the taste of the meat, so you don't feel like you're just eating beans and rice all the time. And keep that texture in there, but stretch your stuff out. From that 1.5 cups of rice, I've got plenty of rice left. Y'all, I can make cheesy bean and rice burritos tomorrow, because I've got homemade cheese I made from milk that was sour, and I showed y'all the other couple videos ago how to do it. And it don't take nothing but vinegar and lemon juice and the milk to do it. And to heat up your milk. That's it. You don't have to go to the store and buy cheese. No, it's not going to be aged hard cheese. It'll be soft cheese, but it's cheese. And it'll be nice and creamy. And y'all, I'd rather have that than a lot of the garbage you get out the store. You know what I mean? Hey, Blackbird, how are you doing, baby? But y'all, peppers. Some of these I grew, and some of them I got from the store. Okay, most of them I grew. I put them in this container right here. My husband and son got these for me about 10 years ago at that Black Friday sale they have. They got them from somewhere, Walmart or Kohl's or somewhere. Okay, and these things will keep a good seal on them. So I got peppers in there. I can grind that pepper down. I can leave it whole and season a whole pot of beans. It didn't take me but 1 pepper in these chili beans. That was it. So I didn't have to use my cracked black pepper. Have y'all seen how expensive black pepper is? So Blackbird, baby, I would love that. You stretch out your peppers. Don't y'all grow you some pepper. Pepper will grow in dry conditions. You don't got to grind it up and have it all bougie. You leave it whole, and then whenever you need it, just get you something that you can, what is it, a mortar and pestle, and just grind it up as good as you can. Where's my mortar and pestle at? Speaking of, where'd I put it at? Oh, it's over there on my thing. I was about to lose it. Ain't it on my counter over here? But right here is some homemade salsa that I canned right here in Alive not too long ago, y'all. And this is from little baby cherry tomatoes. I didn't peel them. All I did was wash them. And I let them boil down. And I made my salsa out of that. Okay? Just saying. You don't got to have big fancy tomatoes. Little cherry tomatoes will grow just as good. You can use them for just as many things as the big tomatoes. And put up what you can grow. If you have a hard time with bugs, get you a small variety. Small varieties of stuff. Pick them when it's young, before the bugs get to it. Y'all put the stuff up. Some of these were green whenever I picked them. And they, got red within a day or two. Or orange. And that stuff tastes so good. Y'all, mustard. Remember I run out of mustard the other day? Couldn't find my mustard I had made. Y'all, I have so much stuff I put in my pantry back there. I couldn't find my mustard I made and canned. Well, I found it. So I put me some cans up there so I could get to it. But this is mustard powder and vinegar that I mixed together and made canned mustard. And I got a big giant bag of it at a place called Saigon Market. If you go to your ethnic markets in your area, you can get your seasonings way cheaper than going to the grocery store and getting it. You just go to a mom and pop's ethnic market, and they'll have the big giant bags. They'll have big giant bags of rice, pasta, all those specialty pastas that you're paying for the packages of it. You can usually get a big package of it. Yeah, I got a big thing of ramen noodles that was just the ramen noodle bricks without all the seasonings and garbage in it for like $3 for, I think it was 36 of them. I'm just saying. Go to your ethnic markets, and get you your seasonings and stuff, because you're not going to spend as much money. And if all you have is an EBT card and you don't have any of that stuff and you got a little bit of money on it, y'all, go get you some beans, get you some seasonings, get you some sugar, some flour, and I know everybody says, well, produce is so expensive. Well, get you a bag of onions, a big bag of taters, and if anything, just get you a couple of bags of carrots. Those are very inexpensive, and a big bag of broccoli or peas or something. And make do with what you got. Don't go and waste that last bit of money you got on that card. Stretch that money out. You can make a lot of meals with your staple products. Just saying. And there's homemade mustard, y'all, that was made from mustard powder and some vinegar right there. See that? Just saying. There is some dehydrated potato flakes. Yeah, there you go. Serrano. Yep, serrano peppers. That's what I tell people, man. If you don't use what you got, yeah, yep. But your potato flakes, y'all, if you can't get your hands on um fresh potatoes all the time, all you got to do is keep you a little bit of potato flakes. You can make potato soups out of it. You like, let's say you don't want to use cornstarch in something, you can use a little bit of the potato flakes to thicken up something, and to mimic like a gravy from a couple potato flakes. You see what I'm saying? When I make those meatballs, sometimes I'll use potato flakes in them, and when I'm doing the cheese in the meatballs, I put a little bit of potato flakes in it, and it makes them crunchier, so they're not so, well, not crunchier. It gives them a little bit of a texture and a crunch. Yeah, Cherry, I don't know. I'm actually talking about being prepared either way. We should always be prepared either way. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? Panic and fear, um, with all the mess people's putting on the internet right now, talking about what they're going to go out and do, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that if I don't get mine. And, you know, um, the disabled and the children and the elderly, you know, real disabled people, you know. And, you know, I'm just saying it's sad because those are the people that's really going to suffer, you know. Echo, that's right, fried potato balls, you know, fried potato balls. But you can do so much. Here's another thing, y'all. You see this right here? This Morel snowcat lard. I know a lot of people say lard's bad for you. Well, lard ain't nowhere near, excuse me, I got hiccups. Lard's not nowhere near as bad for you as using vegetable oil. It's not. That's right, Blackbird, just another way. Yeah, Grit and Grace, are you talking about the recipe for the balls that I make? Like the lentil balls or whatever with the cheese and the potato flakes? Because if you are, I can get it to you, honey. But y'all, I keep these right here. And then I save the containers because, yeah, that's right. It sure can, Grit and Grace. Okay, I'll get you a recipe for mine. But y'all, I use it to put my laundry soap in I make. Okay? So I reuse the containers. I don't throw them away. We use them for flower pots, for growing stuff in. I mean, we reuse the stuff. And you go to the dollar store and they want like $1.50 for a plastic little bucket like this. I ain't paying $1.50 for something like that. Are you? Y'all, that's cray. You know what I'm saying? Reuse your ice cream buckets and your stuff like that you get. You know? And here's another thing. Y'all, grits. These are grits that we ground. Okay? From our family's corn. This is corn that was, I guess, my granddaddy's strand of corn that's being passed down. And I got corn in there that's from my granddaddy's strain of corn he grew. And every year, you get corn off of it and save it. That's exactly, I use butter, tallow, avocado oil. I do use lard, the pig fat. And I use olive oil too. But I try when I'm getting olive oil and avocado oil to always get cold pressed because you know the deal behind that. The cold pressed is usually it's from the olives that are right there. It's not sourced from olives everywhere else. So y'all, your grits and your cornmeal, y'all, I've got a lot of cornmeal. I don't have as much grits left, but I got a lot of cornmeal ground up in my pantry in there. Okay, that I put in the freezer to make sure there won't no boogie bugs in it. And there you go. That's right, Grit and Grace. It sure is. But your cornmeal. Now think about this. Let's say you go into Walmart and you've got to make $100 last you for a month, and you got, whether it's 2-person family or 5-person family. I guarantee you, if you go in there and you buy a 25-pound bag of flour, 25-pound bag of sugar, the big 5-pound bags of beans, get you some lentils, and hopefully you have like if you got to buy like a thing of lard, let's say you don't have no oils or anything, get you a thing of tallow or lard, get you a thing of butter. That's going to be about $4 average for 16 ounces. And get you, I'd say if you get you like 2 bags of 2 3 pound bags of apples. And when you get those apples home, turn them into applesauce and put it in the freezer if you don't have jars, okay, to keep it good. Y'all, you can feed your family for a month off of that. Go out in your yard and pick plantain right now. That's growing all over the United States. Plantain is growing. The broadleaf and the narrow, it's growing everywhere. That's a green that you can put in salads. You can cook it on the stove. You can add it in stir fries. You know, but anyway, that stuff will cost you about 60, right around $60. Well, take the rest of it and go get your fishing license. Buy you a, little bit of string. If you don't have a fishing pole, make one. I've done it before. And go catch you some fish. In a situation where you don't have the money, you don't have the luxury to be saying, well, I want to get me some meat. What about meat? Starvation isn't about meat. Starvation is about filling your belly when it's empty. You ain't going to be worried about meat if you're really hungry. When your belly starts hitting your backbone and you feel those hunger pains and the acid sitting in your stomach, ain't nobody going to be worried about meat. Just saying. That's right, Grit and Grace. They sure will. A lot. The place that butchers my pigs and my cows, they called me up one day and asked me if I wanted some tallow and some lard. Well, the stuff to make lard, to turn in the stuff to make lard and tallow. Yeah, pasta and rice. Well, I forgot to say rice, didn't I? Yeah, pasta and rice, y'all. Get you some pasta and rice. I can't believe I forgot to say that, Cherry. Thank you, honey. That's right. But Cherry, I can make pasta and stuff from the flour. A lot of people they don't know how to do that yet, But rice and beans and your potato flakes and y'all, that's right, Blackbird, keeping the kids full and warm, and the applesauce is more for kind of keeping your kids happy because you can make so many treats from that applesauce, And look, even if you got enough money, get you a bag of plain popcorn. Use a little teeny bit of that butter or that, now y'all, what I like to do is if I have any bacon fat left, like bacon drippings, I like to use that to make some popcorn. Believe it or not, it tastes really good. But I keep my popcorn here. There's your snacks. You don't need tater chips. Feed them young'uns some popcorn. It'll put some hair on the boy's chest. Another thing I like to keep around is your different kinds of teas when you see them clearance down and stuff. This is dandelion spice. It's a detox, Y'all see that? That's just I put that up there to show you. Keep you some little. If you see the stuff on clearance, grab it when you can grab it. But I've got bread flour. I've got all-purpose flour, but this is from wheat. This is straight up It don't have all that mess in it. It's from rye. So I'm just saying, you know. Sherry, I ain't no professional cook. I wish I was, but I ain't. And y'all, here's another thing. If you have farm animals, you know, sometimes the grocery stores have stuff up at the front that's expired and or very close to expired, and they've got it really clearance down. Y'all, I paid 25 cents, and this is 16 ounces of wheat pasta. Hey, Indy, how are you doing, baby? 25 cents for 16 ounces. Y'all, this, I will boil this, and I will take a bag of kidney beans, because I have some kidney beans that came from a food pantry that was given to me, and those are just, you know, I say a little bit suspect, you know, so they won't be for human consumption, but they're used to stretch out my chicken feed. So this is one of the several bags of 25-cent pasta I got. So I will boil the pasta, let it cool off, and after those beans get cooked down, they will have beans and pasta, and that is a very healthy thing for them, and it stretches their feet out, you know. So I'm just saying, don't forget about the little critters, you know, getting stuff for them that's treats. That's one right there. So, just saying. And nuts. Y'all, this is hazelnuts. Guess what I've been using these for? And this is another thing that the food pantry had. When Kenneth was, you know, really bad off and we were struggling, I went to the food pantry. I sure did. I've donated to the food pantry, the same one I went to. And, you know, I had to kind of get over not wanting to go. You know, I had to get over my pride, you know, and I went. And I had these in the freezer. I just took them down out of the freezer. This is what I've been using, and putting a little bit of the ground hazelnut in my flour and stuff like that. Protein. I put some in my tortillas that I made the last time. Just saying. You know, you don't always have to just use almonds to put in cookies and things like that. Like the almond powder or whatever. I use some hazelnut powder. You know. Just saying. And I roasted some and, you know, put it in my coffee. The actual whole nut. And then when my coffee cooled off, the nuts were kind of softened a little bit. So it kind of tasted good. Grit and Grace, are you serious? You know what, Grit? I was told that. Wow, that's sad, Cherry. They don't have blessing boxes around here, but usually, well, our church does. You know, and a lot of the churches do, they make a box and they'll bring it to you, or you can call them and come by and get it. That's sad, baby. That's sad. Okay, y'all. I'm going to show y'all how much actually supper we had left. Okay. going to show you so you don't think I'm cray-cray, okay? Okay, y'all. Don't you think that's more than enough broccoli for another big meal? Right there. That's the broccoli. Okay? This we're going to use for the meat. Y'all, look how much meat is left. That's a lot of meat left. There you go. Yeah, Grit and Grace, that's exactly right. Nothing gets wasted here. Nothing. Okay, y'all. Let's see how much of these beans we have left. Okay. I think, well, I had a couple that tried to stick to the bottom. Look at her, y'all. That is a lot of beans left. See that? Tell me, ain't that several meals that you can make with those beans? Just saying. That's a lot. Okay? And let me show you how much rice I had left. Now, mind you, my family already ate tonight. Okay? Well, I don't think that container is going to be big enough. But it might. It just might. It just might. I might have to smush it down in there. Now, how I made this rice was I put a little bit of my tomato powder in it, a little bit of my dehydrated peppers and onions, and I put 1 pack of Saison in it. And if you don't have Saison, you just use your tomato powder, put a little bit of onion powder in it. I put cumin in it and garlic powder. Okay? Look at that, y'all. Tell me that a lot of cheesy bean and rice burritos right there. Yeah. Yeah, I could make some chili beans, but with my family, it'll stretch out more if I make it into refried beans and make them burritos and stuff, you know, because of how they are. My son and husband, it's like they want their chili for at night, like comfort food when it's real cold. So I'll be using them to make refried beans. But look at that. Y'all see how much food that is left? There's that big old bowl of beans, big old thing of rice, all that meat left. And I mean, the steaks were little, y'all. One little steak that my son had, he said, well, Mama, put it up, go ahead and cook it for Daddy. And his daddy had already ate, so I just put it in the freezer. I pre-marinated it and put it in the freezer. And I had a venison, just a little piece of backstrap left that was about that big. And I just stripped it up, y'all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can make a casserole. And the broccoli. Y'all, now, that's a lot of food from one night of leftovers. But I did this on purpose because, one, I wanted to show people how you literally can take a little teeny bit of meat, throw some peppers and onions, whatever you got in it, you know, and stretch your food out. And you can feed, like, say this was a family of 10. You could have fed a family of 10 off of a cup and a half of rice, the same thing I made. The only thing is, there's only, you know, I don't have to feed as many people. You see what I'm saying? So I can get several meals out of it. That's right. While I still get nutrition from it. That's right. You know, you can take a little bit and stretch it a long way. And I'll have to make tortillas. I'll have to do me up some flour tortillas because I'm out of them in order to do the burritos. But that's fine. I got flour. I got plenty of flour. I can make some fry bread. And you know what? My husband and them like is when you make the fry bread and then you put a little bit of the um um beans on it or refried beans and make sort of like a, what is it, a tostada, where you put the cheese and the lettuce and all that mess on it. Yeah, they like that. Is it a tostada? Some people call them Mexican pieces. I guess a tostada. I don't know. But y'all, I'm just saying, there's a lot of food. Don't y'all think? I should put that as a thumbnail, shouldn't I? Later on. But I'm not going to. I'm going to just leave what's up there up there. Hold on a minute. Let me get this in here. You know what, Grit and Grace? Let me tell you something. Everybody where I'm from, I don't care what race you are. Everybody where I'm from likes fry bread. And they like corn hoe cakes, or corn cakes, hoe cakes, whatever you want to call them. Everybody likes them. You can't beat some fry bread, especially if you got some honey to put on the top of it. Put you a little bit of, you know, caramelized pecans or roasted nuts, chopped up in little pieces. Take you a little bit of sprinkle of confectioner sugar, maybe. When they're still good and hot, maybe put you a little bit of apple butter smoothed on the top of them. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, y'all. Here's something else we got. Some dates. This is stuff to make good homemade candies out of for the little children. Dates. We got, these are my raisins from grapes that I did, okay? Those are raisins. These are cherries, dried cherries, okay? Those are some more dates. Some more dates. These are plums. Plums, plums, plums. These are some pitted dates. And here is some fruit nut mix. Okay? And this is what I'm going to use in my fruit cake. fruit and nut mix. So I don't got to go buy none. See that? Ooh. But you see there, y'all? Keep a little bit of that, and you don't have to put a bunch of sugar in this stuff. You can just add you a little drizzle of honey because you've already got sugar in the fruit. That's right. Grit and Grace, 9 weeks until. Exactly right. You can start saving up and go ahead and get your stuff like that. But y'all, I don't wait till I'm worried about, oh, well, hurricane season's here. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't, Debbie don't do that. I'm not waiting until the last minute for nothing. Now I got to put this stuff on the bottom so I have some room because it don't want to go back in here the right way. Y'all see that? See how that works? Chopped dates, whole dates. Your PB fudge. Is that peanut butter fudge? Y'all see that? That's a whole container of stuff right there. See that? That's a lot of treats and snacks and stuff in that container that can be made. But yeah, coffee, tea, beans, rice, sugar, all of those things should be staple products you keep. Your lentils, y'all, this can make so much, this bag. Okay? This is, endless possibilities. You know what I mean? Telling you. And local honey. Okay? Local honey. There is valuable protein and fat in peanut butter. That's right. And here's another thing. You know, if you can't get solar lights for inexpensive, you can go get one of these for about the average price at like Walmart and stuff is between 16 and 20. You can get you one of these, get you some of the lamp oil. It's used to be $2 and now it's like $7. Okay, but you can get you some lamp oil, and yo, you just saying. Where's my little lighter? Where's my lighter? Oh my goodness. Found it. Okay. There you go. Yes, I use them. People say, she don't really use those. She don't really use that. Yes, I do. I really use them. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about the real oil lamps. Yeah. Yeah, Echo, that's exactly right. We use ours. You use yours, we use ours. And a lot of people are scared to use them, but I'm like, well, honey, don't be scared to use them. Don't never be scared to use them. Would anybody like to come up on panel with me? Echo, you want to come up here, baby? You don't got to turn your camera on. We can all turn our cameras off. Grit and Grace, you want to come up here with me, baby? Let's see who all's in here. Who all's in here? I don't know who's in here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right. You'll do it. Okay, Echo. Cool beans. All righty, y'all. Well, look here. Is there anything anybody wants to go over? Because I was going to talk to y'all about some sorghum and some other stuff real quick. But I've done a lot of talking, so I want to give y'all a chance to where if you want to ask anything. Not that I'm no expert, because I ain't, believe me. Debbie ain't no expert. I'm just trying to share what I know. Y'all see that right there? Pure sorghum. Get you some blackstrap molasses. Get you some sorghum, some maple syrup, some corn syrup, your honey. All for it's okay. We're still here. I'm not ending it right now. Don't matter. We're still here. But y'all see that? I got this from a place called Eagle Island, right here, close to the house. I got this last year. Okay, it was $8 last year. It ain't $8 this year. It's like double that. Just saying. So, but this stuff will last. People say it don't last. It will last. You know, it really will. Especially if you got it sealed. You know what I mean? But y'all, I need my coffee. I need me some coffee. Y'all, and I made me some soap out of this. Okay? You see? See that? I made me some dish soap and some hand soap. And I did some laundry today with this. But I just left it in bar form and just used it to scrub. Because I had some stains I needed to get out of. Well, not really stains, y'all. When I made that lasagna the other day, that sauce, I was stirring and the stuff was popping up all over my shirt. So I had little, tomato splatters all over my shirt. And it was one of my good, my I Love Jesus white shirt. So I was a little bit upset about that. So I had to get that thing cleaned up. So I used some Zote soap. Or Zote, I call it Zote soap, but a lot of people say Zote. But there you go, y'all. I made some dish soap and I used it to clean some shirts today. And it did get the stains out, by the way. But, so anyway, there you go. And here's another thing. I have been buying the big things of Pine-Sol. And I said, man, I'm storing up that Pine-Sol. I just went ahead and got me the little Pine-Sol, the concentrated stuff like my grandma used to use. And grandma used to take hers and open it up and put about half of that cap full, which is about a tablespoon, just about, in her laundry if it was granddaddy's overalls or my uncle's like greasy pants from working on tractors and stuff. And, you know, she always did it. And I started doing it in their stuff. And it does make a big difference. So utilize your Pine-Sol for more than just cleaning your floors and stuff. Hey, Vision, how are you, baby? It's good to see you. I'm glad you came, honey. But y'all see that? Yeah, I get splattered. Y'all, if I didn't wear an apron, oh, Lord, bless my clothes, they would be ruined. I got to wear an apron. I put on my apron as soon as I get out of bed and I get my day clothes on. I put on the apron. Because I told y'all I'm a klutz. I'm a klutz, y'all. I wear an apron in the garden, cooking. You know how many times I've been going to town and I be in the line at the store and people be looking at me like I'm stupid and I have no idea why they looking at me dumb? It's because I got on my apron. But at that point, I mean, I ain't taking it off. What do I care? It don't matter. You know, I mean, oh well. That's right. Okay. Oh, y'all, here's another thing, too. You know them dehydrated peppers I was telling you that Augustin Farms has? Okay. Well, in these number 10 cans, oh, that smells so good. They have these little packs in it, you know, to keep the oxygen, oxygen absorbers. Exactly, Grant Grace. If they don't like it, they don't have to look. Well, when you get the oxygen absorbers, keep them. But here's what I did to make oxygen absorbers in all of my stuff back there. I got a pack of, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. It's silica. It's a cat litter, but it's natural cat litter made out of silica, not clay, silica. And I took coffee filters, put the silica in it, took the coffee filter, made an envelope, stapled it with a stainless steel staple, not aluminum, stainless steel staples, and made little pouches and made my own oxygen absorbers. I paid $7 for the silica kitty litter, $1 for the coffee filters, and y'all don't remember how much I paid for the staples. But so right at $10. And I have been using that silica bag for like 7 years now. I still have not ran out, and I still have half of the bag. And it was a lightweight bag, but it was one of the biggest bags they had at the time. So it was like that long, about 2 foot long, was the pack. And I'm still using it. So $10 to make 6 years worth of silica packets, oxygen absorbers at home. I'm still using the stuff 6 years later. Go look online at all the different prices on oxygen absorbers and tell me if it isn't worth making your own. Just saying. Yeah, that my daddy used to get the silica, and he would take it and make him a silica. He put it in an old sock. You know, I'm just saying. He put it in the old sock and stick it in his gun cabinet, and go stick it in his containers outside. He had his quote unquote special tools in, and what happens is the oxygen will take all that moisture. You know, it'll soak up all the moisture and all the mess, and the stuff will swell, and then you just change it out. You take it, set it to the side, and once you heat it back up, all the stuff dissipates out of it, and you can reuse it. That was why he put it in a sock. He'd just take it and set that sock. He'd make him a fire and take the socks out of wherever, go collect them, and set them up on the top of like a lid or something. When he'd build the fire, or throw them on the sides of the little around the furnace thing, and let all that stuff dry out, and they go right back to just crumbly little beads, and he could reuse them. Yeah, I guess that's what I don't know that, honey, I don't know the fancy term for it or technical term. I just know what Daddy did. So that's what he done. And it took me a long time to remember what that stuff was called he used. And then when I was at Walmart one day, I said, all natural kitty litter. And I got to looking at the back of the pack. And sure enough, that's what that stuff was that Daddy used. But y'all, I ain't going to stick no sock in none of my stuff. I'm sorry. I use coffee filters. Hey, show and tell, where were you, baby? You know what? That sounds like it real. Yeah, white rice in a sock. Microwave makes a great heat pack. See, y'all, we can learn so much from each other. That's when I like to, whenever we go to like I want to visit, I like visiting rooms that I can really learn stuff from. It's good to laugh and ha ha ha, and there's a time and a place for everything. But I absolutely love going to places that I can watch their stuff, and I can glean and learn and become better and improve what I'm doing. And then I can, when I need to help somebody else, I can help them, And y'all, we're supposed to be growing and sharing our knowledge with people. We're not supposed to be greedy. I can't stand whenever you ask them for help to try to learn something, and they'll tell you they'll help you. And then when it comes down to it, it's like pulling teeth to get them to show you how to do it. Have y'all ever had that happen to you before? Or like you go, it's like, man, I can understand if we was at a job and you'd be afraid of me taking your job because you think I'm going to learn how to do it better than you. I can understand that. But if we're out in the real world, why would you not want other people to be as successful as you and learn how to do stuff so they can save money? That's like what the Bible says, love your neighbor. It don't literally just mean your neighbor across the street or right beside you. It means everybody. Everybody. That's right. Gate. Yeah, yeah. You put a big good word on it. Gatekeeping. That's right. Yeah. That not God gives you that knowledge to share with people. However you come across it or you gleaned it, it is not meant for you to hold and keep to yourself. I like the way you put that. And Vision, you know what? That's like when I stumbled on your channel, um, actually I didn't really stumble on it. Um, I think show or oh man, was it half or I can't remember who, honestly. I don't remember, but I was visiting another channel that I really like to watch, and they had told me about you. And that's how I started watching you. And I watched the chat. And I mean, I know I don't know a lot of people, and I'm not real good at making all the videos all the time and all that good hoopla. I'm probably like Grit and Grace. I'm just, you do what you can do, put up what you can when you can. But I watch that chat and I listen to what people say. And man, half the time I got a little notepad writing stuff down, because you got a bot link for Visions. Oh, okay. But I mean, I'm writing. I got my little notepad, you know. Well, I don't have it. I don't have it tonight. I had it earlier. I took it to the bedroom because I have it on my little sewing desk I was working on, because I got some work in there tonight to do later. But anyway, I'm learning. I'm writing stuff down. And you found Vision at Mad Shad's. Echo, that might have been where it all started from that led me over there. I'm not sure. But because I met a lot of people through going to Mad Shad's because of you, Echo. And I thank you for sharing that with me. And there's a lot of people, you might not necessarily agree with everything they say, but you can learn from people. It don't gotta be that you like every little single thing that they say or their opinions or whatever. But you can learn from other people. If God meant for us all to be the same, he'd have made robots. He'd probably just made Elon and had Elon make design a whole bunch of the robots. You know, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he meant for us all to be the same and be interested in all of the same thing. Or, man, it would be so boring. You know what I mean? Oh, when you type Vision, it puts his link up. Well, that's pretty cool. See, you're all Intel. You're all what you call it? Tech savvy. I ain't tech savvy, honey. I'm the bottom of the barrel tech savvy. I'm the one that's taking my little $22 camera I got at Wally World and doing all my stuff from it plugged into my laptop, because I tried one of them horty-torty cameras, trying to pre-record stuff, and I can't figure out the settings on that computer. It didn't come with a book. I can't figure it out. And instead of me sitting here getting frustrated, worrying about it, I got too much other stuff to worry about. I said, I ain't, not getting upset about it. I just do what I can do. So that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what? And I ain't worried about it at all. All for. None of that stuff. I'm not worrying about it. Because, either way, me and my house is with the Lord, and we ready. We ready for whatever God has for us. I ain't worrying about it. I tell people be prepared, because of like stuff with your youngins, being able to feed them and clothe them, having all that stuff prepared. But that's right, come what may, whatever happens, we ready. We ready in the heart to go be with the Lord. We ready if we have a hurricane, or if something happens with the economy, it goes and there ain't nothing there. We gonna be ready either way. We gonna be able to help who we can help. And for the ne'er-do-wellers that want to, marauders, whatever you want to call them, that comes to start mayhem, like Vision said, we gonna be ready. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, woe unto them is right. Like I was saying the other day, I can't pull back but about 30 pounds on a bow, but y'all, ain't no such thing as a fair fight. If somebody's trying to cause you some harm, I'm going to use I don't care if it's, I got to put some stuff in one of my little, I was joking, but I wasn't, in my little, water things, that you spray the kids with during the summer, playing for people have them at their pools and stuff. You can put other stuff in there and it'll go pretty far. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, you can use all kinds of creative stuff. Slingshots, marbles can hurt pretty good if they're used in the right little device. Just saying. Yeah, grit. Yeah, but man, honey, if I could explain to you what it actually feels like when I'm drawing back like that, yeah. Yeah, Uncle Ben, that's right. Yeah, yeah. We got to be careful about talking about Uncle Ben, though, on the live, though, all for. I don't want to, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Uncle Ben, y'all, and me has been around for a long time. I played softball with Uncle Ben for a long time, okay? And Uncle Ben is a tried and true method of how to keep people that's trying to cause you harm from causing you harm. I'm just saying. That's my preferred method. If they get too close. Because that thing's been with me everywhere. Just saying. I knew you would. Girl, I knew you was going to bring that up. Y'all, she got the mind of she remembers everything. But says she don't. But she does. Indy, are you doing anything later tonight, baby? You doing a show later on? A surprise show? Because if you do, I want to know. So I can go. Visitate with you. You got to get them babies up in the morning, though. For school and all that. Don't you, honey? Oh, you laying low? Well, I'm so glad you come and lay low with me, honey. You just touch my little heart, bless my little heart that you come and see me. I feel so special. But yeah, y'all. You know what? Echo, honey, today I misplaced my glasses. I looked for my glasses for, oh, I don't know, a good little while. Maybe not an hour. You know, y'all. Guess where my glasses was at? Take a guess where my glasses was at. I give you a clue. It's somewhere that old ladies used to put money, and sometimes we put our cell phones there, our keys there, all kinds of places when we got our youngins running here and there and we ain't got no pockets or our pockets are full. Guess where my glasses were? Just say. I'm wondering how many of you can guess. You know where, Andy? That's where they were at. Just, yeah. That's exactly where they was at. Yep, that's right. Yep, and you know how I found out? I went to go bend over to get something, and one of the legs pinched. Because when you bend over and it pinched right in there. So yeah, that's glad I bent over. I would have never found them. I've done that too, forgotten them on the top of my head. But now, see, I did check that. I went to the bathroom. I'm like, where? I thought, well, maybe I left them in the bathroom, or it was driving me bonkers, y'all. I thought I was going crazy. But I don't know. I've never put them there that I can recall. But for some reason, I shoved them there. I guess that's the newer place to hide, my glasses. I don't know, y'all. I think I'm kind of getting dingy in my old age. Dingier than I was before. Yeah, yeah. All for ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Grit. When I say pinch, I'm talking about pinch. I got a little pinch mark because it was this part right here got caught in my skin. That little part right there. Yeah. So yeah, it pinched me good. Yeah, I was in here because I was, yeah, in the middle of something, just like always, trying to do two, three things at one time, multitasking, and just, yeah. hmm Okay, y'all, this is what I'm going to do. Um, Andy, Grit and Grace, all for whoever, I'm going to put the link in chat. And when I shut down, and Vision, if you're still here, if you want to come, y'all don't have to have your cameras on if you don't want them on. I don't care. But if you want to come backstage, I'm going to go ahead and shut down because I've got to get stuff cleaned up and I've got some more shirts I've got to scrub and work on. And I don't want to, um, keep people while I'm just sitting here yapping. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Unless y'all want to talk backstage. But we can all go backstage and talk and yap for a while or whatever. And later on, whenever I get everything done, I'm probably going to go back live when I get ready to make a couple things that I was going to make. But I'm going to try really hard to wait until Miss Bonnie shuts her stuff down. And I'm going to be up for most of the night anyway. So But I'm gonna try to wait until other people that are, um, doing their streams, you know, so that way other people can, y'all know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna put the link in there, so if y'all want to come, y'all can come. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave it open for a minute if y'all want to grab it. And if you're grabbing it, let me know. Say something to me in the chat so I'll know you're coming backstage or that you want to come backstage. So I'll know to look for you. Because my little ding dong thing, my alert thing, it's like I don't hear it no more. When somebody comes backstage, I'm not hearing the bloop bloop sound no more. Yeah, something yummy in the plans for later. Exactly. There is. Let's just say I'm going to be experimenting. All for. I'm going to be doing some experimenting. Okay. Now, does anybody have any final thoughts or anything before I go to shut down? Okay. Remember, be kind, be loving. Y'all, there's a lot of, people who's got their tensions and stress up right now, and people can be very testy on their attitude in general anyway. So you're welcome, Indy. Thank you for coming, baby. And I'd love it if you come and visit with us backstage. But just try to don't stoop to their level. Ignore them, pray for them. Don't worry about all that mess that people do. All right, just pray for them. That's the best thing you can do. And until I get to see all y'all again, I love you. Y'all have a blessed night and take care of yourselves. Bye.